Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rival Talk. And we made it. We are finally here, kicking off the 2022 NFL season. We got Week 1 coming up. Bills Rams kicking it off Thursday night, and then ending with the return of he who shall not be named on this show Monday night in Seattle. So we're here. We made it. How you feeling, Marcus?
I am super excited. I'm very excited to have gotten all those preseason kinks worked out. I'm going to be good to go from now on.
Yeah, I sure hope those all worked out because you are on the hot seat. So last week was a little rough.
I'm a crunch time performer, so if I'm on the hot seat, I'm going to deliver.
All right. Well, we'll see if you can back it up.
It's true.
All right, so usually we start out the show, talking about any kind of like big news or anything that's going on. But honestly, leading up to this, there's really not much of anything. So unless we're totally missing something, which I'm sure we are because that's how we roll on the show, there's really no news to really dig into. So, I mean, we'll just kick it right off. You can talk about the 49ers at Bears kicking it off this week.
Yeah, I am. Gosh, I truly cannot wait. I'm already thinking about my Sunday, sitting down at the bar, getting there early to find my normal spot, about middle of the bar in front of the TV. I literally cannot wait. And yes, the 49ers travel to Chicago to play at noon Central Time.
What is a drink of choice this weekend?
I normally just do Busch Light tall boys when I'm at this particular establishment. It's just they're a little overpriced on all the other stuff, so I just stick with the tried and true.
Overpriced in Nebraska? That's interesting.
Yeah, this place definitely overcharges on the mixed drinks. So, and also it's a Sunday, and I got to work the next day. So right. You take it easy with some Busch Lights.
Well, hey, you can use your 6 cups of coffee in the morning, though.
That's true. Okay, fine. It's 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we digress.
Yes, we digress, as we do quite often. 49ers travel to Chicago to take on the Bears, who they beat last year. But I will say the Bears are going to be slightly improved this year, even though they're not being picked by many to do much of anything. I think just the fact that they have a better coaching staff, in my opinion, a better coaching staff is going to make a pretty big difference. And then obviously the leap in development for Justin Fields. He had a pretty good game against us last year. He did throw 2 picks, but he ran for over 100 yards and at times looked quite dynamic. And he's got a little chip on his shoulder since we didn't draft him. I'd be lying if I wasn't. I mean, I'm going to be worried about a game no matter who we play because it's the NFL, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about going to Chicago to take on this team. I guess things I'll be looking for in this game a little bit. I like the Trey Lance versus Justin Fields. That's kind of an interesting dynamic. Pick number 3 and what was Fields? I don't know, 4 or 5. I'm not exactly sure anymore. Maybe even 7 or 8. But
somewhere.
Yes, but I think they were the 2 quarterback. Lance was the number 3 overall pick, and then Fields was the next quarterback taken, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think he was taken right before Mac Jones was, right? I think.
Yes, you are correct. And so, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who has the, stat lines don't mean everything, but that's one thing I'll be looking at is the better stat line between the 2 teams, or between the 2 quarterbacks. It's just something that I think they will be compared going forward, especially by 49ers fans who a lot of them wanted Fields, and me included. I did want Lance as well.
I thought you wanted Mac Jones.
I'm quite happy with him. No, I did not. No. My Facebook was very, very anti-Mac Jones for about 3 weeks before the draft, and I literally jumped up and yelled and almost lost my voice when we did not draft Mac Jones. I almost didn't care who it was at that point. I don't even know if I heard that it was Trey Lance, but I was just happy that they didn't say Mac Jones. But, yeah, another digression there, but I guess when it comes to the 49ers, I'm worried about our offensive line a little bit. And I know that you can still win in the National Football League with a subpar offensive line. I mean, the Bengals last year, they had the worst offensive line.
Seahawks for a few years.
They were in the Super Bowl. But for what the 49ers like to do, which is ground and pound and work off the play action, they kind of need to be pretty not terrible, I guess we'll say. They got to be at least average, and I guess Shanahan can scheme around that do well probably with the best of them in the NFL, but That's what I'm going to be besides Trey Lance, the next thing I'm going to be looking at in this game is the play of the offensive line. And what will hurt that a little bit more possibly is, of course, George Kittle, a little bit of a groin tweak on
already.
Yeah, weird. Colored me shocked on that one, but he should play. There should be no problems, but I've heard that before. So honestly, I don't know. I don't know what. It'll probably be a game time decision, and I would guess at the very least he's not going to be 100%, and he's a huge part of our blocking. So that'll hurt the offensive line even more. So I guess besides that, I will be looking for run the ball. We got 4 very good running backs, in my opinion, and I think we should use them quite often, early and often, including Trey Lance running the ball, and take those deep shots that we weren't able to take in the past because Jimmy Garoppolo was incapable of throwing them. And we've seen it already from Trey Lance last year and in the preseason. He can hit those deep shots, and that's something that we haven't had in our offense really. I don't remember the last time, I guess, quite honestly. So that will be interesting. I definitely think the offense will be overall less efficient at times, especially at the beginning, with regard to Trey Lance instead of Jimmy. But I definitely also think I would liken it to a baseball thing. Maybe our batting average will be a little bit lower, but our slugging and OPS is going to be higher, if that makes sense.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So, the Mariners have a lot of those guys. So, yeah, I just want to see run the ball, take shots off of that, and I want to see our probably top 5 defense make plays. The Bears' offensive line isn't good either, and if we do not pressure the HLL of Justin Fields, we're going to be in for a long day, no matter what Chicago's talent level is. So,
with how bad their offensive,
go ahead.
With how bad their offensive line is, I feel like you should be able to do that easily.
I would hope so. I truly hope so. I thought that would happen against the Packers last year when they had all their entire offensive line demolished, and we got 0 sacks that entire. It's like sometimes just when you're expecting something, it doesn't happen. So I hate when it happens. So yeah, contain Fields, definitely got to get pressure on him. I need my Defensive Player of the Year pick, Nick Bosa, to get after him early and often. And on the other side, I would like to see Drake Jackson, our second round rookie, get in there and get his first career sack as well. So kind of all I got. It's hard to kind of see what you're expecting game one, just because sometimes things aren't exactly what you think they're going to be at the beginning of the year, and your team kind of grows into it. So after game one, I'll have a little bit more of a gauge of what I need to be looking for this team, but I assume we'll be about the same as we have the other years, physical, kind of medical offense with a few more deep shots and stingy defense.
All right. There is one actually quick bit of news that you reminded me of when you mentioned George Kittle's injury. This is it's going to come as a total shock to everyone. This is big time breaking news, totally out of nowhere. Nobody expected this. J.J. Watt is questionable for week 1 with a calf injury.
Oh my gosh. That is, I am shocked.
Yeah.
And wow. That is too bad for them Arizona Cardinals. He is basically their entire defensive line.
Right. Hey.
Everybody else on that defensive line.
Yeah, hey, JJ never gets injured too, so it's just shocking.
No. Him and Kittle should become best buds.
Yeah, honestly. All right, well, you know what it is over here. Broncos, Seahawks. Return of that guy, Russell Wilson. It is what it is here. As soon as that trade came down, I'm sure Goodell had a little influence, a little hand in making sure the schedule makers made this a week 1 game, especially primetime. I think everybody and their mother knew that was going to happen. But, if there's anything, this kind of actually works in the Seahawks' favor, I feel like, because Russell, sometimes he gets off to slow starts. I know, the last year or so, he's actually gone off to a pretty decent start. But generally, historically speaking, Russell's gone off to slower starts. And being around a new team, I know he's had training camp, preseason, and all that, but that's training camp and that's preseason. He needs those game reps and all that. So I feel like especially with the new coach, all the new systems. I feel like this is the best time for the Seahawks to actually get the Broncos, because if they were playing them later on in the season, like say week 10 or beyond, I'd probably say, yeah, the Broncos probably going to murder us. But I think this playing them now here in Seattle, the fans are going to be all over it. The young defense that we have now, they're going to want to get after him. I know Jamal Adams is going to want to get a sack on him. So I feel like this is the best situation. I feel like that could get into Russell's head. I know you don't hear that often because, he's such a robot and he's always, one championship play at a time, one championship breath at a time and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like that this is a game that could get into his head and get to him here. But on the same side, the flip side of things, there's so much unknown with the Seahawks team right now heading into the season. There is talent there, that's for sure. There is talent there. Again, there's many of these power rankings I'm seeing that are just ridiculous. I get that a quarterback is a big part of the team, but you got to look at the overall makeup of the roster. And if you ask me if I think the roster today is better than it was a year ago with Russell Wilson on the team, absolutely 100% yes, it is better today than it was a year ago. Obviously, it's just that we're missing the quarterback, which I get it. Quarterbacks are a big part, but also look at it in the scheme of things and how Pete wants to run the offense. A quarterback isn't that big of a deal in this offense. All we need is a game manager, and honestly, Gino could do that. I mean, it's not exciting, it's not exhilarating, but it gets the job done, right? So, as long as Gino just does his job, manages the game well, the running game gets going, I feel like there's a good chance the Seahawks will shock a lot of people, not only in this game, but throughout the season as well. Yeah, like I said, the defense, it's young, and there's a lot of unproven talent on there. It is back. The backbone of the defense with the two safeties back there. You got Diggs and Adams back there. Hopefully Adams can finally have a healthy season out here because that would be huge for us. And then some developing thing. I'm pretty sure this is true from what I read. It sounds like Tariq Woolen is going to be starting opposite Sidney Jones for the cornerback position. And I'm not sure, but I think Kobe Bryant's going to be playing your favorite position, Marcus, the nickelback position. But yeah, hearing that Tariq Woolen's going to be starting, that was a little shocking, but I think he's earned it. I guess, if anything, just throw him right. What's the quickest way to learn how to swim? Just throw him right at the deep end of the pool, right? So.
Where was he drafted out of? I kind of remember the name.
Crud. I do not remember the school he was drafted out of. It was not a really.
Sorry to call you out there. Wow.
Well, it was not a really well known. I can tell you when. It was fifth round. I'm pretty sure he was drafted fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you the name of the school he's from though.
Sure.
How much research do you think I do here, huh?
Well, you got to make up for my slack, so I figured a lot.
Well, you're bringing it this week, so I don't need to make up for much this week. So.
Yeah, told you.
But we still got some show left though, so we'll see. But yeah, so I'll be interested to see how Tariq does. I know he's been getting mentored and coached up by Richard Sherman, who's finally coming around and being around the team and all that since Russell is now gone. Funny how that works. But it's especially since Tariq Woolen, if you look at him on the field, I'd say he looks more like Brandon Brown than Sherman, but they have the similar skill sets. So getting that mentorship, that coached up by Sherman too, with the talent that this kid has, this could pay huge dividends. And sooner or later, Jones has been dealing with concussion injuries, so sooner or later we could see that Bryant-Woolen duo much sooner than we probably anticipated out here. So, and then finally, going along with so much unknown is, will Gino prove himself? Obviously, he's not going to have that long of a leash. I still feel like the only real reason that Gino is the starter right now is since Locke kind of got behind the eight ball with having COVID during the preseason and all that. So there is some pressure there in Gino to perform, but hopefully it doesn't get into his head and force him to kind of play outside himself and make mistakes. Kind of just stay within the scheme and within himself what he needs to do. And I'd say give it 4 weeks and see where it stands. If I'd say by week 5, I feel like if things aren't looking right, then I feel like Pete would probably make a change then. But I'd say give it the first month or so. Yeah. So
would you think if it was a 4-week preseason or a 4-game preseason and 0 COVID, do you think Locke would have been the starter?
Yes, I do.
Or at least you're pretty confident.
I'm 81% sure that Locke would be the starter.
81.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's better than under 80. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right, so if there's 3 keys I'm looking at for this game, the first one is force Russell into mistakes. Albeit while Russell has been a really good quarterback, he is prone to some boneheaded mistakes. Very, very familiar with that. It usually stems off him trying to hold on to the ball too long and do too much. That's how he ran into more than half his sacks out here. So force him into those mistakes. You do need to keep him inside that pocket. That's where he will try to do too much and hold on the ball too long. Keep him in there. Good things will happen. Get the ball out. Force a bad throw because we know he likes to try and push the ball downfield no matter what. You could have the entire special teams and defense down the field. He would still launch it down the field. Doesn't matter. So yeah, force him into those mistakes. Get into his head early. Get him on the ground early. Make him regret things. That's all I'll say. Make him regret things. So
Sure.
Number 2, take care of and control the ball. This goes along with Gino kind of being that game manager kind of. So see how Penny does bouncing back this season. See if he can pick up where he left off. Get that ground game going. And then just, you can stick with the short, medium passes. Get DK, Tyler involved. Get Noah Fan involved. Just don't have to push the ball down the field too much. Just, have nice long drives. Keep Russell and that offense off the field. Wear out their defense. And just control the ball. And then number 3, kind of going along with that, is you paid this man a massive amount of money. So while you want to run the ball a lot, I can't imagine that they won't be feeding DK. So number 3 is feed DK the ball. So he's your big money man now. He's the one making the most money on that offense. So you're not going to pay someone not to have him involved in the game. So I can't imagine. Like I said, I know that we want to run the ball a lot, but I cannot imagine not getting DK involved in the game plans. Like the last couple of years, there's been games where he'd go off for 7 catches, 150 yards, and a touchdown or 2. But then the next 2-3 weeks, he'd have 5 catches, 80 yards combined. I don't see that happening at all anymore because of how much he's being paid. And if that's the case, then it's like, why do we pay him then? So when you pay someone that much money, they're going to be and they better be involved. So, yeah.
So I got a couple of things for you then. And one of them, you mentioned I was actually thinking this before you even mentioned him. But so with his new contract and with him being your main playmaker on offense and with the whole Debo craze, do you think there's any chance that he gets some carries this year?
It's just I don't think his skill set really plays to that.
Yeah.
That is more Tyler's game and D Eskridge. And D Eskridge as well. So it's just that's not really a skill set. What we can get him more involved with is like the short passes, the slants, the in routes, those short because we don't have to have him.
To speed quick, and then he runs. Yeah, he's hard to tackle.
Because he's somebody you could just throw a 5-yard slant to, and he has the ability to take it to the house. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So.
And then the other thing I was thinking of is in the past, watching your team, I feel like Russell Wilson does his best work in not necessarily crunch time, but in when the bullets are flying, when it's really loud, when things are kind of going crazy.
He is clutch.
Being loud and crazy.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be affected by that, or is he just gonna be like that's what he does?
Well, I mean, if you listen to him, he'll just say it's another championship week, another championship opportunity, another championship play, another championship this, another championship that. So
yeah, to a maddening degree, watching him over the last few years, it's like when things shouldn't go right, when it's super loud, nobody can hear a thing, there's chaos everywhere, that's when his game's quote-unquote calm down, and I hated every second of it, and it'll be interesting to see going into Seattle, which is like, Seattle and Kansas City, basically, the 2 loudest stadiums in the NFL. So it'll be kind of interesting for him to be on the other side of that. Just
on that, he really hasn't done that much the last couple of years. Like he's done that really. He's done it against Niners consistently. Yes, so that's why I can see why you're saying that.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's kind of leveled down and even out. He really is not. He's not that guy anymore. Honestly, not to that extent. There are moments. Yes, there are some games he will still, flash that and do that, but honestly, it's not what it used to be, really. So sure,
I'll be interested to see how he does in Seattle in the noise and everything. Mm-hmm. So, Thursday and Sunday both. I'm looking forward to both of them. That's for sure.
Yep. All right. Well, before we get to our picks here, real quick, if you haven't already, go check out the Pooch Picks video that has been posted. So week one, like I said, week 1 through 4 are posted up there, so go check it out. Week 1, we've got Seattle and Denver, so that's our week 1 Pooch Picks game. The Dogs picked. We've got the return vying for comeback Pooch of the Year this year, Henry. Already with some controversy. If you watched the video, you saw that. I mean, it looked like to me that he chose Seattle, but apparently Marcus went and reviewed the film, and apparently he chose Denver, I guess. So
Yeah, he chose Denver. I called New York. I reviewed the film. He pushed the little nugget of food off of the paper at first where Seattle was and didn't eat it.
But doesn't that count?
No, you gotta eat it. You gotta ingest the food. I mean, if you push it out with your nose, that's just like he's testing it out. And you're like, no, I don't want this team. So he definitely ate Denver first. Sorry, he ate Denver first, and he actually ate Seattle, I think, like third, if I remember right. But I'm just saying, I reviewed it, and even during the video, while there was all the chaos going on, I kind of thought in my head, I'm like, gosh, I don't think he ate that. But there was so much going on. I had dogs flying everywhere.
Yeah.
It
was pure chaos.
I just called it out. Yeah, I just called it out.
All right, so we got Henry taking Denver, and then we've got the OG and Drake taking the Seahawks. So we'll see how that plays out after week 1. All right, well, now it's the moment we've been...
Boomer household.
Yeah, right. It's the moment we've been waiting for now for several months. Our week 1 picks. So... just to refresh real quick, we're sticking with usually 4 games, but this week, since it's a special kickoff, we got to do the kickoff game. So this week we got 5 games. So remember, that's extra special game is just going to be +1 or -0. It's not going to be losing points. The lock will be +1 or -1. The upset will be +2 if it's outright win, +1 if it's 1 possession loss, and then just 0 if it's a loss. The random will be +1, +0. Win if you just win, you get the point. Lose, nothing happens. And then our home team games will be the +1 for win and -1 for loss. So, kicking off the season, we got the Bills against the defending champion and Marcus's secret favorite team, the Rams.
God.
So, who are you taking this one? You taking your boy McVay?
No, I'm taking my boy Josh Allen in this one. Going Bills over Rams by 4. It's going to be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills win by more than 4, but maybe I feel like this could have a little bit of a hangover, but maybe I'm giving myself too much credit or too much hope that they will have a hangover and they're really just going to be awesome again. But this is 2 of the better, like it or not, this is 2 of the better teams in the NFL. It's going to be a great game, but I'm going with the MVP, Josh Allen, in this one.
Well, I hear that not having a salary cap cures a hangover, so...
Yeah, that's very true. The Rams and Goodell have some sort of special agreement about no salary cap. Yep. It's crazy.
All right, and I am taking the Bills as well. I'm taking the Bills over the Rams by 5. I mean, honestly, I think it could be bigger than that, too. I think the Bills I think they're going to run all over the NFL this year. So, we'll throw all over the NFL this year. So, all right, next up, we got our locks, which we all know how amazing we did with these last year. So,
this new rule scares the crap out of me with these locks based on how bad we were last year. But I guess it is what it is, right?
Yep, it is what it is. All right, so what do you got for your lock?
All right, I'm going Ravens over Jets by 9. I'm kind of high on the Ravens. I think after their injury-plagued season last year, they're going to take a little step forward, win that division, and kind of just get back to Raven football, whatever that means. We all know what it means. We just don't know how to say it.
All right. Well, for my lock, I probably shouldn't be saying this because I want this team to win and succeed. And, if history repeats itself this year, then that means they're going to lose this week. But I'm taking the Eagles as my lock over the Lions by 10. I feel like they're going to get off to a really fast and hot start. I'm not just saying that because Hurts is on my fantasy team, but I'm also saying that because you all know it, you know it. I'm a big believer in the Eagles this year. So, yeah, I'm taking the Eagles over the Lions by 10. All right, for our upsets, before you get into this, Tom, if you're watching, you might want to close your ears for this one. So,
Well, and it's not that I really even want to pick this. There's not that many real upsets this week that you could easily pick, and you're the one who said no more half-assed one. Sorry if I said that. I said a bad word, but no more BS upset picks. Like maybe I had a couple last year going by the spread, so I was trying to do a legit one. And I don't know if you can hear dogs barking, but
they're not.
there's people. There's somebody's walking their dog and they're going crazy. So, but anyways, Tom, I'm going Texans over Colts by. Reasoning for this, it's just I had to pick an upset, and you already picked one that I kind of wanted to pick, so I had to go with this one.
Did you say by 3?
Yes.
All right, by 3. All right. Sorry, Tom. I don't control him. All right. Well, my upset. This was my dark horse team for the NFC this year. I think they'll get off to a good start, and this would be quite an upset, I feel like. I'm taking the Giants over the Titans by 3. I think Barkley announces in this game that he is back and carries that momentum through the season. And I think Barkley is a contender for comeback player of the year. Although I do think ultimately we'll go to Christian McCaffrey. But yeah, I think that. I mean, really looking at it, I'm digressing now again, but I think this is going to be really like a big comeback year for running backs this year. So, like those big names,
so.
Yeah. So my upset is Giants over Titans by 3. So hey, at least the Titans lose too, right? So.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, you're right. So then Tom's Colts won't lose any ground because the Texans aren't winning that division, so don't got to worry about that.
Nope. All right, time for the random games. All right, so yours. I feel like you're going to give me the same one, but I'm not sure. But I want you to tell me who's going to win between the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh, I did not pick this for you. Oh, man, but this is a tough one. This was basically the second one I was looking at. I mean, based on everything I've said this offseason and with my Vikings, the Vikings, they're not my Vikings. With the Vikings being one of my sleeper teams and me thinking they could win the division, I mean, why not? I guess I kind of got to do it, I suppose. I'm going to go Vikings by 1.
By 1, all right. All right, what's mine?
Well, I gave you kind of on the opposite end of this spectrum. Jags at Washington.
Wow, really?
See, it's kind of tough to pick, so that's why I gave it to you.
I mean, I'm going Jags. I feel like the Jags are going to be better, and I think this will be a big breakout game for Etienne. Not just saying that because he's on my fantasy team. I'm going to say Jags by 6. All right. Now we talked about them. Now we got to give our picks for them. So Niners Bears.
Oh man, +1 or -1.
Yep.
This is a whole. I mean, yeah, we gotta actually kind of think with our heads and our hearts this time this year. I am gonna go by everything I said in the analysis. I'm going Niners by 7, but I do think it's a pretty close game. But Niners, I mean, pretty much the whole time it's going to be within a score. It would be my guess, and hopefully I'm wrong on that. And the Niners just blow them out of the water. But 49ers over Bears +7.
All right, and I mean, unlike what you said, I don't think I'm still picking with my head instead of my heart on this one at least. But I'm going Seahawks over Broncos by 3. Like I said, I feel like this is the best time to be playing the Broncos and Russell, and I feel like the Seahawks, they'll use this game to kind of show some people, oh, hey, maybe they don't need the superstar quarterback to succeed. So, yeah, I'm going.
Let's ride for that -1.
Let's ride. Yes, Seahawks Nation, let's ride. All right, so they have it. So we both have Bills over the Rams by 5. Your lock is Ravens over Jets by 9. Mine is Eagles over Lions by 10. Your upset is Texans over that Indianapolis team by 3. Giants over Titans by 3 is mine. Then your random game, Packers at Vikings. You got the Vikings by 1. Mine is Jags at Commanders. I'm commandeering that one to the Jags by 6. And then 49ers for you over the Bears by 7. And then Seahawks, totally going with my head, not my heart there, over the Broncos by 3. All right. So before we get going here, a couple things still. So real quick, let's talk some college football really quick, just briefly here. Huskers, how'd they do this past week? Finally got a W, right?
Well, I mean, they won a game, so that's...
It was a game, yes, it was a game.
Yeah, it was a football game, and we did win it against the juggernaut North Dakota. I don't even know what they are. It's some kind of bird. I don't remember. They're green, and it's a bird, but it's not the Seahawks. But, we were actually tied 7-7, like going into halftime. I think we might have taken the lead actually going into halftime, but it was not looking ideal. Let's just say that. We looked like CRAP as usual, and the second half was actually quite good. We finally wore out their 250-pound linemen in the second half and won a game by a couple scores.
Wow.
We didn't lose by one single digits like we always do.
So hey, that actually helps the differential then, right? So you're what 11-40 now with a plus 60.
Point differential is going up. Fun differential is still very low though when it comes to this team.
Oh, that fun differential.
Yeah, and this week we got Georgia Southern. I know nothing about them, but I assume it'll be kind of close just because that's what we do.
All right. Well, the Huskies with all their unknown. I mean, yes, it was against Kent State, but this is a team that lost to Montana last year at home. So seeing them just handle Kent State 45-20, granted 20 points is probably a little bit too much to give up to that team, but I won't look too much into that. But I mean, yeah, you can say, hey, whatever, they blew out a team they're supposed to blow out. Yes, they blew out a team they're supposed to blow out. That's part of what shows if you're going to be a good team or not. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. So. Michael Penix, he really moved the ball downfield. He was thrusting it downfield, all right. So 300.
Penix was super exciting.
Yes, Penix was very super excited this weekend. So 345 yards and 4 touchdowns for Penix. Jalen McMillan on the receiving end of 2 of those touchdowns and 87 yards. Asa Turner over on the defensive side had 2 interceptions. And this Saturday they got Portland State, which should be another blowout victory. And then after that, got Michigan State coming to town, so that'll really give a show of where this team is at. But first week, everything you want to see looked great, and yeah, like I said, Penix looked great, and DeBoer really seemed to be excited about Penix. So
would you say that they're probably not showing everything in these first 2 games? Have a special package of plays for
I would imagine so. I would imagine that they're going to save their special Penix package for Michigan State. So.
And if this is never not funny to me, you, or anybody, that's when I know that I lost it. Because to me, I feel like for the rest of my life, stuff like that will be funny. If you know what we're talking about here. Maybe you don't.
Again, go look up the name if you don't. So. All right, well, really quick, let's talk about our fantasy teams in the league that we're in. So,
all right.
So yeah, I'll name off your team real quick first, and you can give me a quick assessment how you're feeling. So, quarterback, you went with old man Mr. Facelift himself, Tom Brady, so that was interesting.
I did.
Running backs, you got Najee Harris and Elijah Mitchell. Shocker. Wide receivers, you got Devontae Adams and A.J. Brown, but you're going to be trading me A.J. Brown soon, so...
right here.
Tight end, you got Mark Andrews. Your 2 flex positions. This year we're doing 2 flex positions. You got Damian Pierce and Brandon Ayuk. Defense, you got 49ers. Kicker, you got Robbie Gould. And then on your bench, you got Patterson, Freiermuth, Mostert, Valdez-Scantling, and Algier. How the heck you say that?
Tyler Algier. I don't know. I just heard that he could, by the end of the year, lead Atlanta in carries, so I took a flyer.
That's kind of how my bench is. My bench is mostly guys who should be blowing up by the end of the year. So
yeah, that's kind of what you got to do. I mean, it does suck kind of sometimes at the expense of your depth when you kind of take risks, but you go big or go home, right?
So I mean, overall, how are you feeling about your team?
I honestly don't love it. I'm not. I don't know. It kind of honestly, I think it all hinges on Damian Pierce. I think if that pick is a major hit, not just a little bit of a hit, but a major hit, I think it makes my entire team kind of look pretty decent.
Yeah, definitely. He is listed as a starter, so. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And I mean, I love Rex Burkhead. He's a former Nebraska Cornhusker and one of my favorite players here of all time. But he's a 31-year-old running back in the NFL. He's never really had a whole lot of carries. He's their number 2 running back. I can't see him really snaking too much away from Damian.
Well, what he will, though, this is a PPR league, he will take away some of those targets.
That is absolutely. He's going to be the third down receiving back, and I was very aware of that's going to happen, but I basically just need Pierce to kind of blow up on actually running the ball. I don't even think he's much of a receiving threat at all, so I'm not going to get that out of him. So, but yeah, if he can take the bull by the horns and be a 1,200-yard rusher with 10 touchdowns, that's asking a lot, but that would really go a long way to making my team look pretty dang good.
Yeah. All right, and then for me, I got a quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Yes, I know, shocker. Running backs, I got Saquon Barkley and Travis Etienne. Wide receivers, I got Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs. Just so you are aware of out there how that happened, Justin Jefferson's my keeper, and Diggs ended up being my first-round pick. So that's how that happened. Tight end, I got Kyle Pitts. Reached a little bit for him, but I feel like that's going to be a good reach. So, flex, my flex 2 flex, I got DK and Rashad Bateman. Bateman hopefully will blow up like I hope he does. Defense, special teams, I got the Bucks. Kicker, I got Daniel Carlson. And then on my bench, I got A.J. Dillon, James Cook, Sky Moore, Julio Jones, and Nyheim Hines.
It's a good bench.
It is, yeah. Like I said, James Cook, I feel like James Cook, I don't think he's going to have the entire encompass season like Alvin Kamara did in his rookie year, but I feel like James Cook could have an Alvin Kamara type rookie season by the end. So that's when it matters more to me. So I feel like by the end of the season, I feel like he's going to blow up just right in the right time. So, and then, Sky Moore is my pick for rookie of the year. So I feel like eventually he'll get going there too. So,
and if this, this is like, you could say this about a lot of backup running backs, specifically this guy. If Aaron Jones was hurt, A.J. Dillon could be the best fantasy running back out there.
Yeah, but even still, because of the way Green Bay is talking about them, the way they're going to use the running backs,
he's going to get his carries. But if somehow he's the only guy in town and he's getting all the carries, that guy's going to. And
Aaron Jones is known to have some injury history, so yeah, that could end up being a real steal there for me. So. Yeah, overall, I'm feeling pretty good. My running backs are a bit of a concern just because Etienne is unproven. Yes, he should be really good, especially pass catching, but he's unproven. And then Barkley, we know what Barkley is capable of, but can he find that form and can he stay healthy? I've been high on him. I do think he can and will. I think he's in the best position since his rookie year. So, if those two do stay healthy, because, the receivers I've got there, J.J. Diggs and then DK Bateman, I think I'm set up pretty nicely as long as my team stays healthy. So,
yeah.
But that being said, congratulations on your Week 4 victory over me. So,
I don't see you listing off those teams. It's very clear that you're in a class of your own, and I have no shot. So, congratulations on your dominating victory.
Well, we all know Barkley is going to be hurt by Week 2, and Etienne's probably going to lose his job to Robinson, and Pitts is probably going to not be as good as we thought he was. Hurts is going to implode. So, congratulations on your Week 4 victory there. So,
Tom Brady's going to have some sort of infection in his surgically repaired face. So, I don't even have a backup quarterback right now because your wife took Trey Lance from me. So, I played it cool like I didn't want him, but I wanted him. So, there's that. Congratulations on that victory.
There may or may not have been some influence there.
I'm sure there was. I wasn't. Just ever since we drew for picks, she took my number 7 overall pick that I wanted. It's just like,
hey, that was all on her. That was all on her.
Well, it's your household. It just seems like, you're here to keep me down, and whatever. It is what it is. Just like we like to say here.
Yep, it is what it is. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up for Week 1. So, yeah, let's get this show started, and let's look forward to another wild NFL season. So, I'm ready to go. So, I should say, we all know it's pretty important that this Sunday is the NFL Kickoff Day. That's probably the most important thing of that day, outside of the fact that it is my wife's birthday. So, there's that, too. So,
you can celebrate that on Monday.
Oh, we're going to celebrate on Saturday, so...
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yep. So, happy birthday to the wife.
The wife.
The wife.
You probably better feed her. That's usually what you have to do after these videos.
Yeah, but I think we're both going to have to do that after we get off here.
Me too.
Well, all right. Well, good luck to your picks and your team this week. Both your real team and your fantasy team. I don't remember who you're playing this week in fantasy, but yeah, good.
Josh.
All right.
Joshua.
All right. Well, good luck there. And yeah, I'm playing. My opponent Sven has both McCaffrey and Cook and Josh Allen. So yeah, this is the 1 week that he'll score a lot of points and I'll lose. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. But there you go. That's week 1. So we'll see. We'll see how we do after week 1. We'll see if either of us have negative points next week. That'll be interesting to see. So yeah, let's get to start on a positive note though. So. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. And Warriors Den and Seahawks Nation, big week. Let's ride.